This is Georgiana Cemetery in Georgiana on Merritt Island in Florida. It's also known as Crooked Mile Cemetery. It was established in 1878. It's known as being one of the most beautiful settings for a cemetery in the state of Florida. Lots of oak trees and Spanish moss, some historic grave sites. So we're going to walk through the cemetery and take a look, and please join us. It's a very narrow cemetery, but you're draped under the Spanish moss. And this unique tombstone right here is the grave of R.J.D. Chester. It is basically a boulder with his name etched into it. Never seen anything like that. Fascinating. This is the grave of Ethel Allen. She was born in 1916, passed away in 1934. A lot of trinkets by her grave. She's kind of famous in a sense. She was murdered, and her murder remains unsolved. She's also famous as the ghost who allegedly haunts Ashley's restaurant. It was then known as Jack's Tavern, and back in the 1930s, that was the last time I believe that she was seen, was at that tavern. And it was with a man from Pennsylvania named Billy Wilson was seen with her. 3 days later she was found dead, her body on the banks of the Indian River, and her face was smashed in, her throat was slit, and she was partially burned. So the fact that the murder was never solved has led to ghost stories, and people have, they say that authentically they have seen her ghost and felt her presence in Ashley's restaurant and here in the cemetery. Ooh, what was that? No, just kidding. I'm not feeling anything, but still the same. This is a very well-attested ghost buried here. Ethel Allen. Hopefully her murder will be solved one day, and put the presence, her ghostly presence, behind us. Very interesting tree. And root system. This is a damaged grave, and I cannot, the name is gone. The person, though, was born in 1846, passed away in 1921. The inscription reads, "Rest, mother, rest, in quiet sleep, while friends in sorrow over thee weep." This is the grave of James W. Pinner, and he was born in 1849, died in 1911, one of the pioneers here. It says, the inscription says, "Our loved one at rest." This is an interesting memorial to the Bueller brothers. It says, "Honor the brave." All three brothers died during World War I. Charles, on the left, born in 1892, passed away in 1918 at Camp Jackson, South Carolina. On the right, his brother Fritz, born in 1894, also passed away in 1918, just 5 months later at Camp Jackson, South Carolina. And his brother George, born in 1896, the youngest, passed away in 1918, a day after his brother Fritz, on transit to France. So very sad for the Bueller family, but heroes nonetheless, serving their country in World War I. This is the oldest tombstone in the cemetery, is that of Edwin Fish. He was born in 1834 and passed away in 1878, same year that this cemetery was dedicated. Next to him might be a brother, Thomas Fish. He was born in 1802 and died in 1880. And this is the saddest of all the gravestones here in the cemetery. It's 3 daughters of M.G. and E. Smith. Myrtle, born in 1907, died in 1916. Mary, born in 1908, passed away in 1916. And Martha, born in 1910, passed away in 1916. All on the same day, June 14th, 1916. This gravestone had broken in half, but it's been repaired, thankfully. People have left some trinkets here. These 3 girls were going out on a month-long excursion with their grandfather, Joseph Ramsey, but en route, their rowboat, with a sail, got caught in a storm. The boat sank. Only Joseph Ramsey and his son survived. His daughter and his 3 grandchildren, Myrtle, Mary, and Martha, all died in that storm, in that accident of drowning. Now, poor M.G. Smith lost his wife, E. Smith, during the birth of their daughter, Martha, just 6 years prior. So it's been said that he was left alone in his sorrow. So, very sad day. Buried next to the Smith children is the grave of Minnie Florence, the daughter of Joseph Ramsey. She also died in that boating accident, and she was born in 1894, passed away in 1916, not quite 19 years old, not quite 19 years old. This is the grave of Mary E. Bailey, a pioneer. She was born in 1834 and passed away in 1910. She's got a cross etched into, or protruding from the top of her tombstone. This is the grave of a Civil War veteran, M.G. Holmes. Served in Company B of the 17th Ohio Infantry. No date of birth or death. This is one of the older tombstones. It belongs to Clarissa E.W. Birch, who was born in 1810, passed away in 1890. The inscription reads, "Of such is the kingdom of heaven." And right here we have 2 hand-etched gravestones. The one on the left is Sidney Carpenter, 1861 to 1903. And beside it, adorned with 3 teddy bears, is James Carpenter. He was born in 1899, passed away at the young age of 4 in 1904, just short of his 5th birthday. So this is the grave of Charles Norwood Stewart, born in 1914, passed away just 7 months later in 1915. And that appears to be the tradition in the cemetery, is that the teddy bears are placed at the grave sites of children. Also a little lamb etched into his tombstone. This is the grave of Rosemary Larroy, and she was born in 1918 and passed away at the age of less than 11 in 1929. "Suffer little children to God" is the inscription. This is the grave of a Confederate veteran, Corporal James M. Leith, Company D of the 18th Virginia Cavalry, Confederate States of America. This is the grave of Fritz Ulrich. He was born in 1845, a pioneer here, died in 1925. This is the grave of John C. Hall. He was born in Madras, India, a very exotic location, in 1831. Passed away in 1888. And this is a Florida scrub lizard on top of this tomb. And this concludes our visit to Georgiana Cemetery. If you enjoyed the time we spent here, then please click like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you on our next adventure.